my name is Michelle, and this is Michelle's Fiber Studio podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 21st. This is episode number 89. Well, welcome in this frozen north. My name is Michelle, and this is Michelle's Fiber Studio podcast. Today is Tuesday, April 21st, and this is episode number 89. Well, hello from the frozen north. It has been very cold. I got a pop-up this morning that we actually had record low cold temperatures overnight. Actually, yesterday morning, it was super icy. There was reports of lots of accidents overnight. It had been raining, and then it froze. Anyway, it's cold, all that to say. It's towards the end of April, and we should be getting warmer, but we're not. So hopefully soon that weather pattern will mitigate and will be a little bit better. But at any rate, here I am. If this is the first time that you have checked out this podcast, I thank you so much. And if you're a returning viewer, well, thank you for coming back. I have a finished object to talk about today. I also have some updates on the projects that I've been working on and a little bit of project planning. This is my April vacation week, so I've got some goals that I'm shooting for. I don't know that I'm going to accomplish all of them, but you know, shoot for the moon and you'll hit the stars, or shoot for the stars, I think I need to move on. It's time. Let's check out my finished object. I have finished my watercolor cowl. I pushed really hard last week. I was like thinking, I think I can get this done. And it is, if I stand up a little and scooch myself up here, very soft, very cozy, and I am very happy with it. Hopefully I won't have an opportunity to wear it anytime soon, as I was just talking about. Hopefully we'll be getting into some warmer weather, but the colors are just phenomenal. Actually, if I hold it this way, you can see that changing color really, really well. So let me talk about my yarn one last time. I used two different yarns and held them together. The first was Sadness Garn Sisu. If I move the tag that way, there you go. And the color, just a color number, I think. Yeah, nothing exciting. It is a nylon, nope. Oh, it's a Norwegian yarn. Oh, it must be wool. 80% wool, 20% nylon. Pretty sure that's what that means. And I used it up just about as far as I possibly could. I was weighing my skein towards the end and making sure that I was able to have enough to complete as many rounds plus my bind off. And then the second is the Alpaca Yarn Company Halo watercolors in the Atlantis colorway. And this one I have a bit more of. So I don't remember what the weight was. I want to say this is a 25 gram skein, and I want to say it was 12 or 13 grams of this left. So I don't know, it'll go back in the stash, and at some point maybe I can throw it into a project. It is a Surrey Alpaca 78 Surrey Alpaca 22% nylon blend. So yeah, that is that project that was purchased totally on a whim in February when I was, actually I think it was March 1st, because it was at Spa when we went to my local yarn shop afterwards. So I am thrilled to have that one off of the needles. In my project bag, let's take a look. I have three main projects that I have been working on. The first is my Imagination Quilt, still picking away at this. I have completed another block. This is block number 7. I don't remember the name of it, but I do have to still weave in my ends, but the sewing and the sashing is all done. It always amazes me that once I add the sashing, how it really changes the look of the block. It really just kind of pulls it all together. So this is using my Emma's Yarns, my 2025 Advent from Emma's Yarns, and Knit Picks Stroll in the Bear colorway as the joining yarn, the sashing and the joining yarn. So that is that project. The second project that has become my new kind of main focus is my sailing shawl. This is a pattern by Meg Gadsbey. I got quite a bit of this one done, and I am planning on, we're heading up to Orono to see my son tonight. He's got a concert, so I am planning on bringing this for sure. But you can see where I was last week, and actually only last Wednesday. Well, I guess today's Tuesday, so it's been almost a week. But I got quite a lot done. I think, if you can see closely, I'm starting to get into some of the bluer greens. Down here it was definitely more of a yellow green. So I'm excited to move into that. The yarn is Malabrigo Metamorphosis Sock in the Sloth colorway. Can't wait to get into those blues and teals. So exciting. And I think I'm starting to get there. It's definitely, so if I stick my finger in here, you can see I got a pretty good little hole. So it's coming. This is definitely my new focus. I'll tell you my goals about this in a minute. But anyway, that was that project. And then the third project that I have been working on is the Waffle Baby Blanket, Waffle-icious Blanket, which is by MJ's Off the Hook Designs. This is the baby blanket that I'm making for my nephew and his wife, who are expecting a little girl in July. The baby shower is the beginning of June, so I gotta get crack-a-lackin', as my friend used to say. But I got a decent, where's my stitch markers here? So I had only just barely started it last week. So I've gotten a fair amount done, actually. And again, it is so squishy. Just the texture on this is really, really incredible. I am using from Hobby Lobby, the Baby Bee. This is Sweet Delight is one of the colors. I got 3 different colors. I have Naked is the ivory. And then I have 2 other pinks. Do I have them written down in here? Boo Pink and Ballet Slipper are the other 2 colors. I am hoping that this is not going to be lopsided. The first section here took about half of a skein. And when you do the colored sections, they are double this. So what I did is I measured this and doubled it and then multiplied it by 5 because that's how many skeins. And the length felt like it was gonna come out shorter than the width. So we'll see. I'm gonna, too soon to worry about that. If I have to, I'm not totally opposed to going and getting another pink that I can add on the back side, maybe even lighter pink with another skein of the ivory. I don't know, we'll see. We will play it by ear. So that is that project. So project plans for this week of vacation. Get my notebook here. I did set some goals because I am on school break, which feels amazing. And some of the things that I am hoping to accomplish. First of all, my sailing shawl, I am really hoping, I'd love to have it done this week. Definitely by the end of April. Don't know if I can quite get it done this week, but I'm gonna try. I'm gonna push. So I counted out and I had 7 sections. I pull it back out for you. Each section, let's not lose the needle, huh? So each section is 8 garter rows, and then there are 4 stockinette rows afterwards, in between. I don't know if I can't tell where I'm pointing, I hope that you can see that. And there are 2 sections like that, and then the 3rd section is only 2 stockinette rows. So there's like 6 of those that I still have to do, plus 1 final section. So that is based on the pattern. I don't know if my yarn is going to take me all the way through all of those sections, if it will be a little short or a little bit longer. I figured it was a good starting point for at least kind of basing how much I hope to accomplish. So I have added in my planner here, and I have the 7 sections so that I can mark them off, and we'll see how far in I can get. My next goal for my Imagination Quilt is I am hoping to get blocks 7 through 10, so a total of 4 blocks done. This is the first one. Haven't gotten any further than this, so if I'm gonna get 4 blocks done this week, I guess that should be my next goal, is to sew together another block, shouldn't it? Again, we'll see. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, so I figured I would give it a whirl. And then my waffle blanket, I wrote down 4 different sections. I'm not gonna get them all done. I know I'm not gonna get them all done. If I can at least get through the purple section and the white section, so that is 18 total. It's actually 36 rows, but it would be like 18 sections, 18 pairs. Then I will consider that a win for the week. So we'll see. Tune in next week to see how far I get down this road. Finally, in my day today, not a whole lot to report. The end of the week was, I wouldn't say quiet. We had a major thunderstorm on Thursday night. Oh my word. I swear my dogs thought the world was coming to an end. It was awful. It hit around 11:15, 11:30 at night, so we were sound asleep, and all of a sudden my smaller dog is like walking all around our heads, like up behind our pillows and the headboard. Like, she was terrified. At a point, there was lots and lots of lightning, but no thunder. You could hear really distant rumbles. And it took about 20 minutes for it to fully approach, and then it was right over us for a good 15 or 20 minutes. And at that point, we had let in the bigger dog, and so we had both dogs in the bed. And even after the storm pulled away, it was about an hour all told in the storm. We let the bigger dog stay. We usually kick her out because she's a 60-pound lab and takes up 3/4 of the bed. So I was up for a solid 2 hours, and even after I was able to doze, it was hard to sleep because the dog was taking up a lot of space. So the next day, on Friday, I was a walking zombie. I was toast. I went to work. It was the last day before school break, but oh my word, I was in such a fog. So Saturday morning, we were able to really sleep in, catch up on some sleep. Sunday afternoon, I think my husband and I both slept half the afternoon away, so feel like I finally caught up on some of that sleep. And then it's school break, so we've been kind of taking it easy. Yesterday was super quiet. This morning I went and did my workout, and we're getting ready to head out to Orono tonight to watch my son's final band concert before he graduates in 2.5 weeks. So crazy, crazy to think. That's kind of where that's at. I have a good little mix of personal things I want to accomplish, knitting goals that I want to accomplish. So hopefully by the time I go back to school next week, I will have had a good mix of relaxing and getting caught up on some things. When I go back next week, it is just like full steam ahead for the next 6 weeks. It's the very intense time of the year. I have 6 different elementary school visits to do. I have team placement I have to do for 500 kids. So there's just a lot, plus my son's graduation, a graduation party, like all the things. So it's going to be a very, very busy 6 weeks until the school year is over. But we're getting there. There's a light at the end of the tunnel, and this time of the year always goes super, super fast. So I'm ready for a break. It's been a really hard school year. It started really intensely, and I don't feel like I ever actually came down fully off of that. So I think some of that is what's playing into kind of that exhaustion at this point in the game. So that, I believe, wraps it up for this week. So again, if you enjoyed this podcast, please hit the like button and subscribe. Please feel free to comment. I love to talk back to you. It helps to raise the visibility of it in YouTube metrics. I will have links down below in the show notes for all of the things that I have talked about. And you can find me on Ravelry and Instagram when I post. Not very good at posting, but when I do post, as Knittin Michelle, KNITTINMICHELLE. You could also send me an email at michellesfiberstudio@gmail.com. And with that, I hope you have a fantastic week and happy knitting.